Welcome back. We're going to peel back the curtain here at the afternoon shift now. Paul, let's roll in a clip from yesterday's show. Baseball that goes on. I heard there's going to be a free ice cream. There's going to be soda stick. Goodness. Can you tell us what exactly is going to be going on during these games? That is egregious. I haven't seen that yet. That is so egregious.
I wasn't prepared. I actually wasn't prepared for how jarring that was going to look. You just changing outfits.
Yes.
On air. Like, the shots are exactly the same, so it's just this weird cut. It's a note for myself for the future. You're making me sweat, worried about that. It looked a bit odd. But yes.
That was egregious. I was having some internal heat issues when Kelsey Carlson was here. Paul, we have a slow-mo clip. Let's roll in the slow-mo clip here so we can really kind of focus in on the real sweat that was going on.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Oh yes. We're giving it to the people now. Listen, folks, look at that. This was very egregious.
I feel like you were being a little too harsh on yourself, if I'm honest.
This is bad. Okay, that was bad. Hopefully that never happens again in my career. Listen, there were a number of factors. First of all, that was a satin starter Vikings jacket. I know it's sick. It's from Homage. You should go buy it. It's a really nice jacket. It's also a very warm jacket. This is a very warm room. And listen, I'll be honest, and I can be honest here, Paul. That was the first time in my career that I had ever interviewed somebody live with the camera on me, in studio. I think the whole situation was just a little overwhelming for me at the time. What do you think, Paul? Oh, we can't hear you here, Paul.
Can you hear me now?
We got you now.
Yeah, there's a weird little thing here on this desk we're going to get sorted out. But I think you are being a little too harsh on yourself. Like you were fine.
Probably. I listen, I rolled through it. I held my own. I held my ground. But in light of all of this, Paul and I decided that today we should get a dermatologist on the show to talk about the phenomenon behind why we sweat, and not just in the context of working out, but perhaps other social situations that we put ourselves in. So we're so pleased to be joined by dermatologist Dr. Maryam Safaee from the Derm and Rejuvenation Institute in the beautiful city of Santa Monica, California, who could provide some insight for us. Dr. Maryam, welcome to the afternoon shift. How are you?
Hello, how are you? Oh my goodness, that's sweating.
Yes, I'm much better now. I know that you saw that clip, and you probably deal with patients that have sweating issues all the time. On a scale of 1 to 10, how egregious was that from what you've seen, and what causes us to break out in hot flashes and sweat like that?
That was actually pretty impressive, I'll say, because I could just see the sheen on your face. It was like glazed donuts. I was pretty impressed. I can only imagine what your palms felt like.
Yes.
So I see this actually quite frequently in my practice. We call this hyperhidrosis, which is excessive sweating.
Yep.
And it is what you were actually experiencing is called emotional sweating. It's not so much a medical condition. And it's often brought on by being nervous or having anxiety. And it's a way of like your body just regulating all of the endorphins that are going on because it's releasing the sweat, like the endorphins that are causing the sweat.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it's interesting. You brought up the word hyperhidrosis. I was actually diagnosed with that about 7 years ago. And I had this is a full disclosure here. I had a procedure that was done to kind of help with that process. There are probably viewers that we have out here, Dr. Maryam, that have sweating issues that may think that they have hyperhidrosis, but maybe they're a little, nervous, if you will, to maybe admit that, or nervous to even go to a doctor and ask for help. What are some steps that people can do if they think that they suffer from similar situations like this?
No, absolutely. So I see this actually quite frequently in patients of mine who are dealing with clientele, and they come in and they have to constantly shake hands, or they go on TV and they can't have this sweating all the time and showing through their clothing, or their palms are sweaty. And one easy thing to do at home is if you're wondering if it's normal how much you're sweating, is you just take your hands and put them on a piece of paper, and if you're leaving a white spot, it's clearly excessive sweating. And honestly, it's very subjective as well. So if you don't feel like you're not comfortable with how much you're sweating, then it's important that you go see your dermatologist. And there's a lot of options that we can offer you to help ease, whether it be in your armpits, on your feet, and on your palms as well.
Yeah, and I think too, doctor, there's certain social situations that we kind of put ourselves in where we know we're going to sweat. I'll give you an example. For whatever reason, every time I put on a suit, every time, it could be at a wedding, it could be at an event, whatever, every time I put on a suit, sweat always follows in the underarm area. What can we do when we know that we're going to be in situations where they're going to kind of trigger those sort of sweating moments? What can we do to take like sort of precautionary steps to kind of prepare for that and help us so we're not as sort of frazzled if and when it comes?
Yes, absolutely. Because I have some patients who even like sweat through their suits, which is pretty impressive. So what you want to do is put your suit on at the very, very end. And so with your suit jacket, I would leave it by the door. And the minute you're about to leave the door, then you put it on. The other component is the fabrics that that the suit is made of. So moisture wicking fabrics on the internal lining. So if you can look for bamboo, that might be a bit difficult, or someone will even say that they have moisture wicking. And then on the outer end, if there are wool blends or cotton blends, what you want to avoid are polyester blends because those are not breathable and just trap everything in. And that's when you start sweating profusely because your body just can't regulate itself.
And that's what I was just about to jump in with. I mean, I think it was maybe a combination of a couple of things yesterday, but that jacket that he was wearing, there was not a single natural fiber on that in that entire outfit. So I think he's being a little too harsh on himself when it comes to that, because I think if he'd walked past an open flame, he may have just lit up.
Probably there, Paul, yeah.
Yeah, go Vikings.
Yes, there you go. There you go. You got the skull down. I was going to say to that point about the fabric of a suit and the fabric of a jacket, are there certain foods or drinks that maybe kind of cause, more sweating to be involved? Again, I'm going back to weddings. I might have a couple of drinks in me, and I know that sometimes, even if they're cold beverages, sometimes that can kind of get that started. So I'm guessing that alcohol may be one of them. But I'm curious if there's other foods or drinks that kind of start to lead to all of this.
Absolutely. Alcohol is a common culprit, but there's some people that just don't want to hear that. The other one is caffeine. So caffeine really gets your heart rate going, and then that's when it starts releasing all those endorphins, just like when you get nervous. So you want to avoid caffeine. Spicy foods as well can really trigger sweating. You see people get sometimes like these meat sweats if they eat too much spicy foods.
Yep.
So I would definitely avoid the caffeine and the alcohol. Those are the two main culprits.
Dr. Maryam Safaee, we really appreciate your time. Can you tell the people, I know you're out in the beautiful city of Santa Monica. Most of our viewers are here in Minnesota, but we do have confirmed cases of viewers that are on both coasts. Can you just tell people where your practice is and maybe where they can find you out on the internet and social media?
Yes, absolutely. So if you do come visit us out here, I'm in Santa Monica, California. Beautiful, beautiful area. At the Derm and Rejuvenation Institute. You can also find me online at the Maryam Safaee at Instagram. And our new website will be deploying here soon, safaeeskin.com. So
awesome.
Pleasure to meet with you all today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Maryam. We really appreciate it and enjoy Southern California. I miss it and hope you have a great afternoon today.
You as well.
Thank you, Dr. Maryam. Yes, take care.